What more can I say? Ashe. That's what they say in the hotel world, I think. Anyway, what up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Source is Chillin'. I am your host, Source. Of course, you know what it is. If you don't follow me on social media, please do me the favor of following me on TikTok, which is my primary place of business at Source, of course, on there. Follow me on Instagram if you feel like it. I just hit 3,000. 3,000 on Instagram. Woo! You would have thought I had never tried Instagram before because it took forever. Took forever to get to 3,000, but I just got there last week. So it's a celebration, snitches. Oh, hold on. Got technical difficulties. Stuff just falling all over the place. Hold on. Well, Source, if you weren't on an unstable creature. I ain't gonna call you out your name. I'm just gonna say unstable creature. We good? You alright? You straight? Lights falling. iPad falling. Alright, we back. We back. We good. Alright, where was I? Yeah, 3,000 on IG. Hooray. Hoorah. Because of, and I'm saying because of, I finally got to 3,000 because of a couple posts that went kind of crazy over the last few weeks, month and a half maybe. So the numbers kind of went up a little bit. So hey, congratulations to me. Clap your hands for me if you're in the chat, but you ain't saying a word. It's cool. You don't have to talk. In the words of who was it? Jodeci? Boys to Men? I don't know. Don't talk. Just listen. I'll do the talking. It's cool. It's cool. Anyway, once again, welcome to Source is Chilling. I am Source, of course. What are we doing today? Well, today is what, September 18th. We are 2 weeks into the NFL season. We are on the last week of regular season play in the WNBA. We've had an LL album drop a week and a half ago. We had a debate last week. It's a whole lot going on. There's a whole lot going on. So we're going to talk about some of it. We touched on the debate, I believe, last week. I think we touched on the debate last week. We did, actually, because the debate was on Tuesday, shows on Wednesday, so we talked about that. But because it was a shortened show, I don't think I got a chance to really talk about the LL project. So we will get to that today. Hold on, let me try something real quick. Ready? We Gucci. Sometimes you gotta let me clear my throat. Shout out to DJ Cool DC in the building. Yes, sir. If you don't know about DJ Cool is the person that had the song Let Me Clear My Throat and the 20-minute workout. Back in the day, when I was a young a young fella in these streets, DJ Cool used to come down from DC to my city once a week to this club called Ivory's. Picture it. Richmond, 1990 something. DJ Cool would come down, DJ the party. It was called College Night at Ivory's on Tuesday. You know, sometimes it moved to Monday or Wednesday, but generally speaking, it was Tuesday. College night. Nobody was in college. It ain't matter. You just pull up, show them a fake ID or a real ID, and go into the club and it would be popping. And yes, sir, DJ Cool used to come down, get busy. It was crazy, good times. He actually filmed a video in the club one night for one of the songs. I don't know if it's 20-minute workout or Let Me Clear My Throat. I don't know. But he filmed a video in the club in my city back in the day. we had a bunch of greats come through that particular spot, Ivory's. I wasn't even gonna talk about that. But since we're here, Kid Capri used to come through and DJ. The great Biz Markie, rest in peace to Biz. He would come through and DJ lots of different DJs and a bunch of acts, a bunch of performers would come through as well, including, which, funny story, I'll tell you this one person, Tupac. Tupac came through and performed. He actually stayed, I think he did 2 nights, back to back nights. And this is a club. This isn't an arena or anything. This is a club. Early Tupac, after Juice, after Brenda's Got a Baby. But yeah, Tupac came through, performed. I told a friend of mine, well, a former co-worker of mine, actually, she was just talking about famous people that I had seen. Had I seen anybody perform, in the city? And I said, yeah, I remember when Tupac came through. You saw Tupac? It was hilarious because I'm thinking, because I grew up in the age of Tupac, that Tupac is, Pac is Pac. All respect due, but Pac is, he's a rapper. He was a rapper. So yeah, I saw Tupac. But because Pac is an icon, her response was, "Oh my gosh, you saw Tupac?" Yeah, yeah, it was like that. That's how Ivory's was. But Tupac was just the one of those names that jump out to people. Big came through, Notorious B.I.G., uh, Boss, uh, Buju Banton, I think Jodeci, uh, just whoever was hot, like up and coming, like hot up and coming act, and they were coming through the city. They bring them to Ivory's. It was the joint. I'm trying to tell you. People talk about clubs and oh, this club was great here. My club was not even in a big uh, active place necessarily. I mean, it's capital city, but it wasn't like Philly, New York, LA, DC. But still, we had some greats come through that we got to see up close and personal. My homie DB, actually, that first night, he took a pic with Pac. It's him, Pac, and a couple of his homies. And they put one in the air. They have the story, which is crazy to me. I should have this story. This should be my story. But he has the story of blazing one up with Tupac. That's a crazy story. That's a crazy story. Like, imagine. I wonder if he's ever told his kids. Maybe not, because they're kind of young. Actually, they're not that young. But I wonder if he's ever told his kids that he smoked one with Tupac. That's a pretty wild statement, being that Tupac is not from anywhere near here. Yeah. But anyway, shout out to Ivory's Uptown Lounge, and shout out to DJ Cool, who is where this story actually started. That's what I was talking about, DJ Cool. Because DJ Cool is who I am. All right, let's get to it. Actual topics that we got to do. We got to do because it's a requirement. It's part of my parole. I'm just playing. It's not part of my parole. My parole is actually, no, I'm just joking. I'm not on parole. Don't worry about that. It's a joke. Just accept the joke. Accept the joke. It's all good. It's all good. But anyway, let's see what we're talking about today. What we talking about, Source? Well, let me tell you. We can start with the one they call Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean John, Love, Papa Diddy Pop, or most. Oh, Sean John. Did I say Sean John? Did I say Sean Combs? How about the Diddler? I've heard the Diddler a lot. in the last year or so that did, which makes me think of, probably makes everybody think of the Riddler, but it really makes me think of Method Man's song, The Riddler. Dun 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 dun. I don't know. It feels like that would be the Diddler's theme song. Matter of fact, it feels like a TikTok. Should I make that a TikTok? The Diddler, ding 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 ding. Oh, that might be fire. Don't steal that idea, or steal it. I don't care. It's not that serious. Anyway, have y'all seen the stories that have come out? Uh, Not even stories. The reports that have come out from his court appearances thus far. I don't know, bro. I don't think this is gonna go well for Diddy. They ain't giving that man no bond. Mm, it ain't looking good. Here's the thing. I really don't have an opinion on this. I don't have not that I don't have an opinion. Obviously, the alleged uh, crimes are terrible, heinous. But I say I don't have an opinion on this because I don't love talking about it. It's just a wild story. The odd part, on top of all the wild stuff, is that Kevin Lyles, who used to rock with Diddy Heavy, stepped down from his position um, at, what is it, 300. Multiple people have actually stepped down from random positions in the last 24 hours. I don't know if they're all related to Diddy specifically, but one that caught my eye was, I don't know the guy's name, but he was the general manager of Martha's Vineyard. You telling me that the general manager of Martha's Vineyard stepped down from his position today? And did, but to get, but it's about to get reckless. It's about to get reckless, you know. Oh man, it's about to get reckless. I don't know if y'all are really paying heavy attention to it. I'm trying to stay away from it, but the stories keep coming up, and you can't miss them because they're throwing them in your face. I guess like Diddy was. Oh, all the jokes are right there. I gotta let them go. Don't don't feed into the jokes. Don't feed into the jokes because it's not a laughing matter. Like for real, it's not a laughing matter. It's not a joke. But of course, we make light of everything. We find the joke in everything. So it's par for the course. But man, that story is not going away any time soon. Next up, are you an NFL fan? I hope you are because I am. Well, I was until about 11:12 Monday evening. Did anybody happen to see my Philadelphia Eagles trick up the game? Trick up? Like, it's one thing if a team beats you, it's one thing if you get outplayed. But when a team doesn't play well against you, and for whatever reason you can't just finish them off early, get them out of there early, and then it gets late, but you're still kind of in control, but you still don't do the job, and it's an inferior opponent, it does not bode well for the rest of the season. I'm not going to lie to you. The Eagles do not, in my opinion, look good. Saquon Barkley looks good. A.J. Brown in game one looked good. Devontae Smith looks good. Young Mitchell, rookie corner, looks good. He looks good. He's had some issues, but he looks good to me. Everything else, oh, I'm sorry, Jake Elliott. Everything else though, bruh, what are we? We can't get pressure up front, but we're rushing four. We're having trouble covering a little bit in the secondary. So we're falling back with seven, covering with four. Rushing with four, but not getting pressure. Kirk Cousins was in the backfield, in the pocket, chilling, chilling, kicking it, sipping on some scissor, lighting up what do you think Kirk Cousins smokes? I would say a pipe. I would say Kirk Cousins probably has an old pipe. He looks like he have a robe with some slippers and a pipe. Anyway, he was chilling in the backfield. I think he went 20 for 29 on the game. He wasn't he wasn't killing the Eagles, but when it came down to it, he was the one to put that bullet in the back of that bird's head. Terrible thing. Now, I don't know how y'all feel, but I was very unhappy with. I was. It was early, so I was a little. Let me switch it up. I was a little bothered by the Eagles not taking the 3 points early in the game, which when people say that the game would have been different or the Eagles would have won by a certain amount of points if they had kicked the field goal at the beginning, it tells me something about the people. Because what makes people think that the game is going to go the exact same way if your team does something different at the beginning? Just like in life, if you make a decision that is unexpected, the circumstances that happen after that are not going to be the same as if you did the obvious thing. Decisions make the future change. Nevertheless, I wish the Eagles would have kicked the field goal early, went for it on fourth down in the red zone. Couldn't get a first down. Fine, at least Atlanta has to go a long way. But no, that's a small thing to a giant. And the giant is the end of the game. I don't know about y'all, but it didn't matter if Saquon Barkley caught the ball, dropped the ball, fell down after he caught the ball, got the first down, whatever happened after the play started, whether it was positive or negative. The decision to throw the ball on 3rd and 3 with a minute 45 ish left in the game and Atlanta having zero timeouts and not really being able to stop the run, whether they knew the run was coming or not, that's a bad decision. I don't know who to kick. I don't know who to blame. Nick Sirianni, he is the head coach, or Kellen Moore, he is the offensive coordinator. Of course, the final decision is that of the coaches, which is Nick Sirianni. So that's where I place the blame. And I get it if somebody feels some type of way about, oh, but nobody was expecting this play and it was wide open. That's all well and good. But there's only one positive that can come out of that decision. The one positive is if everybody does their job correctly and you're able to get a first down. But if you run the ball, there are multiple scenarios that can go your way. You run, you get the first down. You run and you get closer to the first down, which gives you a 4th and short when you have the tush push, or something like to call it. That works 95% of the time. if you chose to go for it at that point after letting the clock run down another 40 seconds. So you're down to a minute with Atlanta getting the ball one way or another, less than a minute with no timeouts. You kick the field goal, take the points. Still, Atlanta has less than a minute when they finally get the ball, no timeouts. Or even if you don't gain any yards on third down, you are still in control of the rock and the clock is going to run down. It felt like an unnecessary gamble. An unnecessary gamble by a team that was sitting at 1-0. I know it's only week 2, but a team sitting at 1-0 while two of the other teams, well, one of the other teams that's expected to be at the top, in my opinion, and Dallas. So the one other team is San Francisco and Dallas, both took L's the day before. Take the points. What have we learned from all this? Take the points. Take the points. Run the ball, take the points. And you're at the crib, which goes back to the first thing, because going up 3-0 at the crib is cool, bro. It's cool. We'll take it. We would be very happy. 3-0 Eagles first quarter at the crib. We're the first ones on the board. And still a little confidence in the team. Fourth, no. Disgusted. I'm disgusted. But I'm also disgusted by the play of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. I know some people are probably like, no, Jalen Hurts, he did. No, he did. No, he did not. He got loose on a couple runs. Yeah, he hit a couple passes. But man, I wish that I could see the all 22 film. I'm sure it's out there. I should probably look for it. Because nobody can convince me without showing me the video that every time Jalen Hurts dropped back and sat in the pocket for 5 seconds, that nobody was ever open. You can't convince me that nobody was ever open the multiple times Jalen Hurts sat in the backfield, sat in the pocket, and just was looking. I'm not buying it. What the problem is? Does anybody know what the problem is? I have no idea. But what I do know is it's getting on my daggone nerves a little bit. It's getting on my nerves a little bit. I'm a little disturbed. My cousin Devontae, another Eagles fan, has said, and I believe he said it late last year, Jalen Hurts is afraid to throw the ball in the middle of the field. Now, me, I try to let it be. I'm like, last year, for most of the season, he was injured. I give him that. Even though at no point during the season, in my opinion, did he look good. So even before the injury, I didn't think he looked like an MVP candidate. But especially after that Monday night game when he ran out of bounds and nobody said he got hurt except me. I think it was right before halftime. Nobody said he got hurt except me. That man was hurt from that point on last season. Now, that wasn't the downfall of the season. I mean, that was a whole different issue. But he never looked right. And of course, after the injury was finally revealed later, you saw how slow he was running. He never was back to the Jalen Hurts from 2022. And that's a problem. That is a problem. And I'm seeing it, we're seeing it in real time right now. Some would say he didn't look as good because A.J. Brown wasn't on the field. I'll buy into that a little bit, but A.J. Brown was on the field last season and it looked like the same thing. Bro might be, I hate to say he can't read, or I hate to say his decision making, his anticipation is called into question. But I'm at least scratching my head about it. I'm at least like, because in the words of Keith Aloysius Sweat, something, 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 something just ain't right. It just ain't right. It just ain't right. And I'm going to pray on it. Lord, we got to see them Saints this week too. I am not looking forward to that game at all. Matter of fact, on my podcast on Facebook, the Sports Bar Podcast, which is our group, my man Prime and I, Chris Sims, we have a group called the SBP, the Sports Bar Podcast, on Facebook. Feel free to join, where we do a podcast on Sunday mornings and we preview 5 to 7 games, NFL games on Sunday morning. Okay, I can tell you right now, give me the Saints by 12. Give me the Saints by 12. And I'm saying 12 on the light side. As an Eagles fan, I don't want to be disrespectful to my squad. So I'm going to leave it at 12. But if the defense can't defense and the offense can't offense, what else is going to happen? What else is going to happen other than a dragging of magnanimous proportions? Write that down, screenshot it, screen record it, take a picture. I don't care. It's not going to be pretty. And I'm putting all my betting dollars on the Saints. True story. So sad. So sad. What else we getting into today? So there are 2 young women who fell into some controversy last week. Now, of course, for the Americans out there, you know, there was a presidential debate last week. And after that debate, a young woman whose favorite color is red, I believe, made a post. I don't know if it was on Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, Black Planet, and it wasn't Black Planet. It wasn't Black Planet. Somewhere, this young woman made a post and put her backing behind Kamala Harris. This young woman's name is Taylor Swift. And oh, the internet went wild. You know what? Emergency.